I'm just gonna go ahead and just say it right now. You know it deep inside, I know it deep inside, all right, we all know it deep inside, okay? Arcturus, they're just making the best airsoft AKs on the market, period. What is going on, Mail Gang? Boaz here, and today we are going to be looking at, personally for me, a long-awaited update from Arcturus themselves. I've been asking them for this for like a very long time, at least well over a year and a half. I was like, Arcturus, hey, when are you gonna make an updated tactical airsoft AK? When's that happening? And they're like, oh, it's coming, and it's finally here. Okay, we're gonna be introducing the very sleek, very new, very nasty looking and performing Arcturus Tactical Advanced AK series. If you don't know about Arcturus, let me explain a little bit, okay? They're probably one of the hottest airsoft startups in the market today. You know, Arcturus, everyone over there at the team, they're all avid airsoft enjoyers, airsoft enthusiasts. A lot of them actually play on a regular basis, so that's probably why a lot of their products are very much catered towards the player experience, and we all love them for that. But you know, they started out with their original micro switch series style of airsoft replicas, ranging anywhere from, you know, the M4 platform and some of their AK platforms, which were really nice, a breath of fresh air. Then they came out with their insane collab with Heron ETU, so they made their PE lineup with these brand spanking new, amazing looking PP19 models. Looks absolutely killer. And then now they are coming out with their in-house design ETU called the FE ETU, or the FE series, where they include it in their airsoft replicas, and they've been expanding their lineup ever since, from, like I said, M4s, AK-12s, I guess, PP19s, and now this. And now there's a final full-fledged airsoft AK. So let's talk about it. Right in front of me here is going to be the Arcturus Advanced Tactical AK Mod 1 Carbine FE. It's an absolute mouthful, but I believe Arcturus has told us that the shorthand term for all that is ATAK. So technically you can call this the Arcturus ATAK Mod 1 Carbine, which is, you know, a little bit more condensed, but this is Arcturus' latest offering in the hyper modernized airsoft AK, which honestly, just take a second to just admire this thing. Absolutely gorgeous. They completely knocked it out of the park when it comes to the modernized AK platform. But let's dive in a little deeper and see what the external quality is like. For any of you guys who are familiar with Arcturus build quality, they are definitely up there with the top, especially when it comes to their airsoft AKs. They go toe-to-toe against some of the biggest names in airsoft AK manufacturing. We're talking a full stamped steel upper dust cover and lower receiver group, and they are QPQ coated, so you know it's not going to be just any cheap kind of paint job. They went in there and chemically coated this thing so that way it will stand up to the wear and tear of, you know, running it in an airsoft field, which is really dope. And up here on the front, as you can see here, they have this gorgeous aluminum anodized M-LOK handguard along with their top, I guess you would say like their mock gas system, which is railed. This is also aluminum, and their rear sight slash Picatinny optic mount is also going to be made of aluminum, including their buffer tube as well in the rear. So not only is this guy going to be sturdy, but it's going to be pretty lightweight, especially for one of these tricked out airsoft AKs. For me personally, I think one of the biggest gripes about tricking out like one of these high-end airsoft AKs is it weighs a lot, just because that the body itself is going to be made out of steel, so it's going to weigh more. Plus, a lot of these aftermarket or a lot of these high-end AK furniture that you get, a lot of times it's going to be made out of steel or some heavier pot metal, so it just really weighs you down, especially when you start running accessories. So it's really nice to see that Arcturus is thinking about you, the player, in mind. When they designed a lot of this furniture, they kept it really nice weight and used high quality aluminum that's not painted, but it's anodized. So it's really, again, made for that wear and tear out on the airsoft field. Looking a little closer at the front end of the ATAK Mod 1 Carbine, you're getting ample accessory real estate. Up here on the top, you get that nice railed mock gas system, so you can mount lights, lasers, pressure pads, whatever you want. Tons of space here on the front. And on the top over here is going to be the dedicated Picatinny optics mount. It actually raises it up a pretty nice height, so you can mount whatever optics you want, and you'll be able to aim down sight a lot easier, a lot more comfortably than some other options out there. And the handguard being M-LOK, like I said. Very happy to see that. It's just so many more aftermarket availability for M-LOK furniture, M-LOK accessories compared to other mounting systems out there. My biggest gripe though is going to be the fact that the dust cover here is just your traditional AK dust cover. Yeah, the optic mount is nice, but as you can see here, everything here is kind of pushed to the front. So it kind of makes the AK a bit more front heavy. I kind of wish that there would be that nice railed dust cover. It would just give you some options to kind of give more balance to the AK in my opinion. Like if I had the choice, if this was railed, I would definitely have mounted the optic a bit further back, just so that way the AK is not tipping forward all the time and I have to do more work with my offhand. One thing that I find interesting though is that Arcturus did include the traditional optic mount here. So if you wanted to take your AK receiver, optic mount that kind of cranes over to the top here to give you that Picatinny real estate, you definitely can. One thing that I've always kind of wondered, Arcturus, is how come you guys have never come out with your own like side mounted optic mount? I think a lot of the options here on the airsoft market, they're kind of dated in my opinion, like what if you came out with like a bronze optic mount, or like maybe a polymer one, just to keep things even lightweight, more weight reduction, and just give players that option to do so, I think would be really cool. But if I were to own this guy, I think I would probably ditch the optic mount here on the front. I would probably pick up an aftermarket side mounted optic mount and push the optic back just to give myself more weight balance. Now that we're talking about the receiver group here, obviously you're getting a very nice upgraded AK selector with that finger shelf. Just straight out of the box, I think it's pretty tight. So either you might have to go in and make a little bit of an adjustment or you just have to kind of break it in. It is pretty tight to do with your index finger. So just keep that in mind. It might be a good thing, honestly, because accidentally bumping your selector from like safe to fire, that is a safety concern. So there's that. But moving down, you get a very nice, newly designed ergonomic pistol grip here, and the texture is strangely really nice. They have like these little mini Arcturus logos kind of like scattered throughout the grip itself, which I think is, like I said, kind of interesting. But when you grip it in the hands, it does feel pretty nice. It grabs onto your hand really well, so you don't have to worry about your trigger finger ever slipping on you. And just the angle and the size and the shape of the pistol grip is very nice. You can definitely hold onto this guy for a very long time without getting any fatigue on your shooting hand. But the magazine they give you is going to be a mid-cap. It is polymer. I think it looks absolutely sick. I'm kind of tired of just a standard, AKN, AK-74 style magazine. So they definitely did breathe a breath of fresh air onto this mag because it is of their own original design. You get some nice ribbing here on the rear, which will just give you that extra bit of grip when you're pulling it from a mag pouch. You get the nice BB window over here so you could see and roughly guesstimate how many rounds you have left in your mag. And on the bottom, they have this nice dimpling where you could take a paint marker or like a silver Sharpie of some sorts, and you could write little identifiers on the bottom so that way you know whose mag it is if you ever drop it on the field. My favorite part about the ATAK series, they come included with a buffer tube. Oh, so nice. And not just any buffer tube, it is attached via Picatinny at the rear of the receiver. So if you really wanted to customize your AK, you can. I mean, you could yeet the buffer tube up, put on, a more modernized MCX, MPX style stock if you wanted to. Not only is this just a Picatinny buffer tube, it folds as well. So if you wanted to store this in a smaller carrying case or for storage, let's say, you could fold this bad boy up and it'll definitely reduce in size considerably. But I would not recommend doing this out on the field. The hinge system is a bit tough to actuate, and you kind of need to be careful because if you really try to force this thing open, you are going to break the hinge. So I would just recommend, if you're just going to play with this thing all day, just leave the stock deployed. But outside of that, you get your standard M4 style buffer tube and their originally designed stock. It does have some rubber texturizing here on the cheek pad, so it'll just make shouldering your rifle that much more comfortable. It's nice and slim. It has a QD points on the rear and has a very quick access battery compartment as well. I've been wanting to say this all day right now. The ATAK series is dual wired. So what does that mean? What is dual wired? Well, they are giving you two options as to where you want to house your battery. So remember what I said about the stock earlier, having a quick access battery compartment? That's because this AK is going to be rear wired, so there's going to be wiring that runs through the buffer tube and into the stock, and the traditional top dust cover as well. So you have options. So if you really wanted to, because personally for me, I just think that wiring a battery here, the traditional one, the dust cover, is an absolute pain in the butt. If you really wanted that quick and easy access wiring, you could just stuff a LiPo battery into the buffer tube, as you should, and it's gonna be so nice, so much easier. Arcturus, I've been telling you guys this for years to release some rear wired AKs, and here they are. They finally released it. They finally gave it to us. Some quick access, easy wired AKs. Now we're gonna talk about the internals here of the ATAK carbine. Not only does it look gorgeous on the outside, but it is absolutely nasty under the hood. It is rocking the full suite of Arcturus latest and greatest FE internal gearbox system. So we're talking a 6.02 Type 4 steel QPQ coated inner barrel. We're talking their proprietary and groundbreaking rotary style AK hop-up unit, and you have a standard version 3 gearbox with CNC steel 18:1 gears. We're talking a quick change spring system, the FE ETU, which is the namesake of the whole series, and you have their very nice torquey 21 TPA motor. Out of the box, they're gonna give you the typical Arcturus VIP treatment, okay? So you're gonna be getting a nice Arcturus patch, you'll be getting a fridge magnet, so you can let your whole family know and all your roommates know you run Arcturus. And you get your nice Tamiya to Dean's battery adapter for those of you dinosaurs who are still running Tamiya batteries. I don't know why. And you're getting the FE ETU programming card. So on one side, it's gonna tell you how to get into the programming mode. And then on the other side, it's gonna give you the list of functions that it has. This guy is jam-packed. It's not a basic ETU, it is fully programmable, even down to adjusting trigger sensitivity and different modes of active braking, burst modes. It'll give you like low voltage or temperature alarms as well. This guy is absolutely tricked out, and it's there to give a lot of these high-end ETUs a definite run for their money. Well, we got the full rundown here of the ATAK Mod 1 carbine. So externally, absolutely looks like a beautiful high-end Airsoft AK. Internally, it is decked out exactly like a high-end Airsoft AK. So how much is it gonna cost? Well, it's gonna cost you like a typical high-end Airsoft AK. So as of right now, the Arcturus Advanced Tactical AK Mod 1 Carbine FE is going to run you $440 at airsoftgi.com. And please, for the love of God, make sure to take advantage of our Wombo combo, which includes automatic free shipping and reward store credit. So you know, at airsoftgi.com, any purchase of $179.99 or more automatically qualifies you for free shipping. So with that being said, let's say you purchase like an airsoft gun that costs around that price point, you will automatically get free shipping. And if you create an account with us at airsoftgi.com, we will give you free reward store credit back to save on future orders, or you might even just use it to get some free stuff. So this is part of our Wombo Combo program. No, this is not a coupon code. No, you don't need to do anything special to get it. If you spend $179.99 or more at airsoftgi.com, you'll automatically get free shipping. And if you have an account with us at airsoftgi.com, we'll give you some of the money that you spent on your order back as store credit to save on future orders. That is the power of the Wombo Combo, and it's probably one of the best savings you can get in Airsoft. Next up, we have the smaller, stubbier boy of the ATAK Mod 1 series. So this is going to be the Arcturus Advanced Tactical AK Mod 1 PDW FE. Externally, this bad boy is going to be made exactly the same way as the bigger carbine version. So we're talking a full steel receiver group and dust cover, which is QPQ coated, so very durable. And we have the nice aluminum mock gas system, optic mount, aluminum M-lock handguard. We have the aluminum buffer tube. Okay, you get the picture here. It's built in the same high quality fashion as the carbine and as well as the entire Arcturus ecosystem. And up here, like I said, this is the PDW, so it's going to be a bit shorter in length when it comes to the handguard and the barrel. Looking a little deeper into the fore end over here, I think it's really interesting that Arcturus has decided to kind of recess the included muzzle device a little bit into the handguard. So it's giving like a little bit of like a honey badger vibe, which I think is super sweet. But over here on the handguard, it is going to be M-LOK, but it's gonna give you a lot less M-LOK compared to the Carbine because it's so short and small. So in my experience, it is a little challenging to mount certain M-LOK accessories. So I would recommend just keeping it very minimal if you can. Up here on the top mock gas system, it's going to be a lot shorter when it comes to Picatinny real estate. But as you can see here, you're still able to mount things like PEC boxes, or maybe even like, let's say, a small pressure pad or a flashlight. You can still find a way to mount it. And then over here, you still get the same size, but it's a bit pushed farther forward, is going to be that Picatinny rear sight / dedicated optic mount. Similar to the Carbine version of the ATAK Mod 1, the PDW suffers from the same problem. As you can see here, it's a bit more exaggerated because of how much shorter and stubbier the PDW is. But all the accessories, they're all just kind of clustered here up on the front, very empty when it comes to the rear. So I think by comparison, compared to the Carbine, I think the PDW really needs that Picatinny dust cover more. And you know, if I were to pick this up, or if any one of you guys want to pick this up, I would strongly recommend getting that side-mounted Picatinny optic mount for this guy because it'll just really help redistribute the weight so much better. Okay, and the stock. So it's just like the Carbine where it attaches via Picatinny on the rear. So if you wanted to run another aftermarket stock option that mounts via Picatinny, you're more than welcome to, but it comes with that nice aluminum buffer tube. And this time, the stock is a little different. It is definitely of a smaller and stubbier design. I think it's the same one that's on like the Cat series, I think. So it is very nice, very minimal. It's definitely giving that like CQB dedicated, you know, PDW aesthetic. And because of how short and stubby it is, I don't think it can retract all the way. So I think this is at its like most retracted point. So just keep that in mind. It's just there for aesthetics, but I think it looks really killer and it definitely fits the overall vibe of the PDW. Internally, exactly identical to the FE PP19 series, to the FE ATAK Mod 1 Carbine, okay? We're getting the full version 3 FE treatment, okay? So you're getting that steel 6.02 millimeter Type 4 inner barrel. We're getting that nice rotary hop-up unit. We're getting the quick chain spring system, steel 18-to-1 gears. We're getting the FE ETU as well. Okay, so this guy is absolutely no slouch when it comes to the internals, and it will perform exactly when it comes to rate and fire and trigger response exactly like all of its other FE cousins on the same lineup. The Arcturus Advanced Tactical AK Mod 1 PDW FE retails for $430 at airsoftgi.com, and make sure to take advantage of our Wombo Combo, which includes automatic free shipping and reward store credit. So I guess just having a shorter barrel and a shorter handguard will give you a $10 discount. I think that's kind of funny, but at the end of the day, this guy is definitely designed to be that indoor CQB monster. So if you guys like to play in tight spaces or indoors primarily, I think running this is going to be an absolute godsend, especially if you're dead set on running an AK indoors. And this guy will take an absolute beating just because of the steel and the aluminum construction on this guy. You could bang him up on walls, doors, drop it on the floor, and this guy will come out the other end smiling. Thank you guys for sticking around and checking out our overview of the highly anticipated, very exciting new lineup of Airsoft AKs from Arcturus. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This is something that I've been begging Arcturus to make for years now, and I'm like super happy that they finally delivered, and they delivered very well. They knocked it out of the park, quite frankly. But also, which one is your favorite? Do you like the PDW more, or do you prefer the longer carbine length? Because for me right now, this is kind of what my eye is gravitating towards. But like I said, just let us know in the comments down below. Arcturus actually does listen to feedback. So if you guys sound off in the comments below, give them suggestions. They actually go and take a look at it because they are trying to cater to you guys, the players, which I think is really, really nice. But outside of that, what do you think they should make next? Because for me, I'm thinking that maybe they could release maybe like a slightly longer version, like a more rifle length, I guess, Airsoft AK replica. Maybe an LMG? Maybe an LMG version, like an RPK, RPD, something modernized like that, you know? So yeah, again, sound off in the comments below because they are watching. They are listening to you guys. But if you guys like what you're seeing, please make sure to subscribe and like the video and hit the bell icon to get notified of every time we upload a new video. If you guys want to support the channel directly, if you guys are interested and are on the lookout or on the hunt for these brand new Airsoft AK replicas, please make sure to head over to airsoftgi.com. Doing that directly supports our channel, help keep the lights on and that camera rolling. But other than that, my name is Boaz. We'll see you next time, Mail Gang.